Month, National ICT Month. Our pride takes flight.
National ICT Month 2023.
Tapusan, Happy ICT Month from DICT Kalinga.
Happy National ICT Month!
Happy National ICT Month! Matagot-tagot ako ang
All right. Hello and good morning po, ladies and gentlemen, and to all the amazing participants po joining us here today to ano po no to learn about R. Okay, so welcome to the R for STEM Teachers Training. So I'm Jing Nino and I'm thrilled po to be your facilitators for today's activity. So we currently have 20 participants here in Zoom, and this meeting also is also live streamed on Facebook. So currently meron po tayong 7 audience po sa Facebook, and feel free to share this po to your colleagues po, especially po STEM teachers po na baka wala pong time to to do the practical exercises. So pwede po silang makinig lang. But if you have the time po, you can join po dito po sa ating Zoom. And also, I hope everyone po received our email yesterday requiring you to install the R language and R Studio po, no? We sent the link where you can download it po. Prior to joining this training, hopefully meron na po tayo. All right? Okay. So, we'd like to see po a show of hands naman, virtual raise of hands po sa ating mga STEM teachers participants. Ayan. Sino po dito ang mga nasa STEM po? Okay, can we see a show of hands? All right, wala po. All right, yan si Ma'am Lady Joyce. Okay. And baka meron pa po sigurong iba nahihiya mag-open ng camera or ayan, mag-react. Pero we know that some of you po talagang nasa STEM and baka yung iba interested in planning to take that route. All right? So, it's nice to see po that many are in attendance po, no? For today's activity. And also, while everyone's here pa po, no, we want to take this opportunity na po dito po sa ating program to have a Zoom group photo. Ayan. So, requesting everyone po to open their cameras just for a couple of seconds po. Ayan. So, let's take lang po a group photo for documentation. So if your camera is functional naman po, kindly open po for a couple of seconds. Ayan, so okay. How about the others po? Okay. Okay, so wala na po bang habol? Okay. So in the count of 3 po, no? Yan. Smile po tayo in 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you all so much po. Okay. So before we proceed po, allow me first to share some house rules po and a few training reminders. So we want to ensure po that everyone has a smooth and enjoyable experience po throughout the training. So let's be respectful and open-minded and be interactive din po as we engage in discussions and activity. So feel free to use the raise hand react po dito po sa ating Zoom if you have questions, and wait for the speaker to acknowledge you, or pwede rin po kayong mag-type in dito sa ating meeting chat if ever meron po kayong clarifications later on. Alright, so at this point, I won't take this any further po. So, because I know, I know you're excited po to start this training. So, allow me first to introduce our speaker for today's training. So, our resource speaker prior to joining the ICT was an active member of the ICT Council of San Fernando City, La Union. He was part of the team that brought in the first IT BPO company in the city. He was a program head and the dean of Lorma Colleges. As a seasoned educator with 13 years of supervisory experience, he led his department in achieving its PAASCU Level 2 accreditation for IT and computer science programs. He is the longest-serving member of the Regional Quality Assessment Team of CHED Region 1 and has inspected and evaluated most higher education institutions offering IT education in the region. He joined the DICT Luzon Cluster 1 in 2021 as the Chief of Technical Operations Division for a brief period in 2022. He was designated as the OIC Regional Director of DICT Region 2. But now, he's back as the Technical Operations Division's Chief of the DICT Cordillera Administrative Region. We are fortunate to have our speaker here today as he brings with him a wealth of teaching experience in the field of data analytics for postgraduate studies, which he will generously share with all of you. Let us all welcome Dr. Alan Arlao. Morning, sir.
Good morning, Jing. Thank you and good morning to everyone. No? It's a beautiful day to learn, sabi nga nila. No? So as mentioned by Jing, I am an educator like you for a long, long time. And, you know, when you are in the teaching, it's always in your system. And I'm glad to be sharing with you this R for STEM teachers today. Let me share my screen, Jing. Ayan. Before anything else, no, just to know my audience today, can you type 1 if you are an IT person, please? Yan. And type 2 if you are a teacher. Okay. All right. Okay, that's good. That's good to see. We have a mix of teachers and IT people. So, yeah. So let's start. R for STEM teachers, as you might have known R for quite some time. It is commonly associated with data analytics. And yes, R was developed by scientists and intended for scientists. So tama lang siya for STEM teachers as a tool for teaching and making innovations on how we leverage the technology to improve and enhance the learning experiences of our students. If you are new to R, you know, R is a statistical programming language commonly used for statistical analysis, data visualization, and other forms of data manipulation. So from this graph, you can see you have the R core. There are two softwares that you have to download and install, and I hope you have done that already, because if not, you have to go to the R Studio. Maybe Jing you can share the link sa chat where they can download that. You have to install the R core, and then followed by the R Studio. The R Studio is the IDE, where we develop our scripts and make interaction with the data sets that we have. And coupled with that, we have a ton of R packages. So ibig sabihin, you have your R, as a core, and then you have your R Studio as a better looking IDE. And together with that, the ecosystem is surrounded by a lot of packages that you might use depending on what kind of activity you are doing. So just think, kung meron kang gusto, siguradong merong available na package for that one. Okay. In the video that was presented a while ago, that was from Concord, and much of my presentation came from that resource, and I encourage you to visit that. There are so many materials that you can use and documentations that are available to help us engage our STEM students in maybe in a better way than traditional calculators and Blackboard and pencil mode. Why use R in STEM education? Because number one, it improves understanding of STEM concepts. No? With R, scientific calculations and graphs are fun and easy to produce. When I was doing one of the activities here, quadratic equation, then I have to plot it and I have to graph it. In fact, when I was in college, I didn't really have quite a good understanding of these quadratic equations. Pero nung pinaplat ko siya, mas madali pa lang maintindihan. Ano? That's the good thing about it. So we're giving visualization dun sa students in terms of from equation to graph, mas madaling gawin. Second, it could be used across a wide variety of STEM courses. It's not only for math, it's anything from biology subjects, statistical problems. It's for modeling and simulation per se. So within the course of this short presentation, I hope you will appreciate that R is a technology that can be applied across most of the subjects that we have in the academy and in real life. Number 3, R is most universally available computational tool. When you level up in engineering, you have MATLAB. However, these are paid software, and fortunately R is free since the beginning until now. It's free and it is maintained all throughout its life. There has been so many improvements already. So you can download it as an application on the desktop, and there is also a web version for this, online version. And in fact, you can use that on phone, but limited in functionality, but you can use that on your phone and any device that has a web browser. Number 4, R invites collaboration among students, and like scientists sharing their applications, students can work in group to conduct project in R. There are so many ways to share your code. There are so many ways to collaborate, and that is one thing that we would like our students to experience when it comes to solving problems. So it has to be a collective effort. Mas masaya, mas productive, mas engaging. Okay, and 2 more. The R, skills will follow a student to a college and professional. You just imagine if we start teaching our students using R the basic way, maybe grade 7 and up, and then they will be using this all throughout their college and professional life. They will be a master of this R tool, which is indispensable, I think, for most of the activities, data analytics in particular, which is a very demanding course at this point, a demanding job, data analytics. They can use this very well. When they write their research paper, you can use R. When you document your activities, you can use R. In fact, I said documentation, so you will find out later why R is good for documentation. And in producing graphs that are paper ready when you present in conferences and submit in journals, no? Paper ready ang output ng R. There is excellent free documentation available online. Yeah. When you need help, help is everywhere. Okay. So this is the environment of the R Studio. When you download it, there are 4 parts of this. One is the source code where you type the script. Okay. And you have the console, the command line interface, where you enter single instructions. And then you have the environment where we will be able to monitor the objects that we will create. These are variables. So when you have an instruction and want to store the result, a partial result, to be used later, you can store that in the environment. Whatever is in the environment, it can be manipulated through the source code or through the control panel. And then the other quadrant is the files, the plots, and the packages. Here you can see the plots, meaning the graph that you will be generating, the files that you need, and several other packages. Okay, so let me show you the actual ones. So this is the R when you start. And then what you need to do first is to create a new file called R script. Okay. And then you have the quadrants. So this is the source. Below here is the console, global environment, and then the files. Okay. So we will go back to that. No, it's a very simple interface. We'll go back to that. Let's start right away with the arithmetic. R, for the simplest thing that you can do, you can make use of R as a big calculator. The difference is that in the calculator, whether it's a programmable calculator, you have limited space, you have limited console to type. But the R is a good tool as a calculator. But of course, that is not our intention. So let's start with this one, arithmetic. So mathematical operations are the same. So 1 plus 1, 2 minus 1, 2 times 3, times is the asterisk, division is slash, and exponentiation is caret. No? That's the value when you press shift 6. This one, 2 times 3. Okay. And a few things. Spaces between characters do not affect the code. It's a good practice to add a space between characters that make it easier to read. So this one is a valid statement. 1 plus 2 minus 3 times 4. All of them are packed together. And the second one with multiple spaces, okay lang, but a little waste of space. And just the conventional one space will be fine. Okay. And finally, for the arithmetic operations, we still follow the order of operations, parentheses first, and then exponents, and then multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So here, you don't have a parenthesis. So this will be evaluated as 2 to the exponent of 2 first, minus 2 times 2. So you get this result. Okay. And let's try that one. By the way, and then if you want to change the order of preparation or operation, sorry, you have to add a parenthesis in it. No? So this means 2 raised to the power of this and this equation, 2 minus 2 times 2. I hope you have installed your R already while we are still in the basics of this one. Okay, and then you can use multiple parentheses to be able to perform the kind of operation that you like. So just make sure if you have two open parentheses, you need to have also two closing parentheses in this case. Okay, so let's have an example first. Let's have a demo. So what is the difference between the script and the command line interface? Yeah, so you have an arrow here. You have a cursor, what they say. Just like when you open something, whatever it is in whatever application, let's say here, file, open, and then you click. That involves three operation already. No? The clicking of the file, open, and then selecting the file that you need. In a script, you want to record or write all of these statements in a script so that you could rewrite them, execute them again in another time. Whereas in a console, you have to issue the one line at a time. So it's the same. So if you're just doing a simple mathematics, then you could just type it in the console. Let's say 1 plus 2. You get the result here as 3. Can you see that? Yeah. Can I make it bigger? Okay. So you have here the result 3. The 1 and 2 here is just an index, so never mind that. Let me have a more complex example. 2 raised to 2 plus 10. Okay, that gives you 14. But so 2 raised to 2 is 4 plus 10 is 14. But take note that nothing is added to the environment because yung ginagawa natin, we are just trying to solve an equation and the result is not stored. If you do not need the result, then it's okay. But if you need to store the result, then you have to put that in a variable which we will be discussing later, like this. For example, x is equals to 15. Okay. So you will see in the environment, I have now a variable called x with a value of 15 stored in the global variable. So those preliminary results or actual results, I might be needing them eventually as in the course of solving my equation or solving my problem, so that I can use that and say 20 minus x, that will give us 5 as expected kasi yung value ng x natin ay 5. All right? So when you are done, you can actually just click on arrow up and reissue the statements that you have, or you can click this broom here. You can remove everything. And in all the quadrants, there is a broom that you could use to remove the objects. Okay. Okay. So similarly, if I will type my code here, let's say 2 plus 10 plus 5 and highlight it. Let's say I have 2 instructions. Let's say these are nonsense, no meaning at all instructions. Let's say x is equals to 8, then x plus 5. In R, you could actually execute the entire script by running this one. There are two ways that you could run the current line or selection, or run the contents of the active document. So if you click here, the entire code will be executed. Let's do it one by one first. 2 plus 10 plus 5 and run. Okay. So it's the same thing. Okay. X plus 8, run. The difference is that in a script, your instructions are recorded. In the console, you issue it one at a time, and then when you did it, you have to retype it again. Okay? So that's the basic functionality of R. Okay. Let's have this. So let's have the first calculator activity. Write an R command to calculate the sum of the first 100 natural numbers. So below is the formula for this calculation. 100 times 1 plus 100. So how do we do that? Siguro, I need your active participation. Maybe you need to type some chats para meron akong nababasa. How can I see that? Wait lang. Okay. The sum of 1 to 100. So write an R command to calculate the sum of 1 to 100 with this formula. Let me bring up my R. And 100 times 1 plus 100 plus 1. So the formula is 100 times, let me see. I forgot. Times 100 plus 1 divided by 2. Times is asterisk 100 plus 1. And then I have to divide all of them. So I have to enclose the entire thing in /2. So this is my numerator with the entire parenthesis in it. And this is my denominator, and run. Okay. So the expected result is 5,050. Okay. Now, if I would like to store the value of this so that it will be stored somewhere else, I could put a variable beside it. Let's say x as a common variable name. X is equals to this equation. So the left side, the right side of the equation will be stored in the variable called x. So when you run this, highlight and then run, and then you have the values stored in the global environment, which we can access. We can access in the terminal. I go here sa terminal sa baba. If I say x, I wanted to know what's the value of x, enter, and then the output is shown. So similarly, in the script, if I say just x and execute the line, run, it gives me the same result. Okay, so by now you must have felt that in the script, you write the code, the instructions step by step, line by line, and you can either execute all of them sequentially or execute it per line. Whereas in the console, you have to type it every time that you need to have the instruction, you have to type it in the console. Okay, let's have one more. How do we convert this one? So use R to convert 68 degrees Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius. So below is the conversion formula. Okay, so let's do that. See. When you start it with the sharp, it means this is a comment. This is just for my consumption. conversion Fahrenheit to centigrade. So let's say we have a Fahrenheit 100 degrees Fahrenheit. What is the equivalent in Celsius? So our formula, it says C is equals to, let's go back again to the formula. It says F minus 32 times 5/9. So F minus 32 multiplied, which is asterisk, times 5/9. Okay. So when you execute this, F is the value of C is actually 37.77. Right? You can see it here. It's added. So yeah, so it's good. And the difference of this is when I will compute for all the values of F from 1 to, let's say, 1 degree Celsius to, let's say, 100 degrees, then I have to do it one by one in calculator. So you have to compute for Fahrenheit 1 degree, Fahrenheit 2 degree, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, and so on. So it takes time. Whereas in in R, you can make a calculation, you can make a script that will solve for all the possible values until the curiosity of the student can be, the curiosity of the student is satisfied. So you see here, 1 to 100, the result for this is 1 is negative 17.2, Fahrenheit 2 degrees is 16.7, etc., etc. So I can see the values here. I can print the values of C just to look at it. So this is the result. 17 for 1 degree, 16 for 2 degrees, 16.1, negative 16.1. So where is the 100? The value for 100 is actually right down here, nasa dulo, 37.77. So yun lang. That simple thing you cannot do, I suppose, you cannot do in a calculator. I don't know if there's a modern calculator now. Okay. All right. Questions? So thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing your answers, Jan. So. Sige, every 30 minutes we will have a break para hindi tayo. One more. The volume of the Earth, we use R to calculate the volume of the Earth, whose radius is 3.959 miles. The formula for the volume of the sphere is V is equals to 4/3 times pi times R raised to 3. Okay. The previous equations, I may not erase them if I don't have to. I just have to continue with my other equations. This one is the volume of a sphere. Okay. So the given is we have to solve 3,959 miles. Let's put that as the radius. R is equals to 3,959. Okay. And then the formula is V is equals to 4/3 times pi times R3. So V, let's just choose the variable V is equals to 4/3 multiplied by pi. Pi is constant. It's the word pi multiplied by the radius to the exponent of 3. So yung exponent hindi natin nilalagyan ng space. for readability. Will PEMDAS rule be followed here? So what's your answer? So let's execute this. You just have to highlight and then run, okay? And then V is shown here. It's not appearing in the console because you need to explicitly say you could print the value of V, or you just simply say V. The screen. Let's redo that once again. Okay. Run. Okay. It's laki. Maybe there's something wrong with my formula. What if we put here, tama ba ako? 4/3? 4/3 times pi times r. Maybe 4/3 times pi times r cubed. And then execute V. Yeah, it's the same. Okay. Sir John Oliver is helping me with my answer. Thank you. Right. So ganon. That's how we do our simple calculator R as a calculator using simple formulas. Okay, so let's move on. So that's how the basic things that you can do in R as a calculator. Let's move on to the variables. In mathematics, a variable is a symbol, commonly an alphabetic character that represents a number called the value of the variable, coming from Wikipedia. But in short, technically, a variable is memory location. Nandyan sa memory ng computer yan, where you can store temporary values. That when you turn off your computer at pag nag-brown out siya, all of those are gone. In computer programming, a variable is a symbolic name that is used to keep track of a value that can change while the program is running. That's why it's called variable. It varies. The value can change while the program is running. Here's an example. Age is a variable with a value of 35. Etong symbol na to na less than minus, which looks like an arrow, it indicates an assignment. So that means 35 is assigned a value of 35. It's exactly the same thing as saying age equals 35. No? But the common way of doing this in R is this. Ito yung old style. No? But still, right now, it allows you to make use of equal sign. Okay lang yun. It doesn't matter. Kami siguro na nasanay na sa R, we prefer this. But if you want to start with just using equal, it's fine. So X is equals to 1.5. So this is a numeric value with a decimal point. And then CT is assigned a value of Baguio. Just take a look at this for a while. When we take a look at the class, I mean the data type of the age, it is determined as numeric. Okay. When we take a look at the class of X, where the value is 1.5, it's also numeric. But for the CT, which is assigned of quote and quote, take note, there's a quote and quote, it's called a character. No? It's actually a string in other programming languages, but in R, it's classified as a series of characters. Okay, so variables, you will be using these variables all throughout. I haven't seen a script that doesn't have a variable. Okay, so when you create a variable, the first one in A, X is equals to, that creates a variable X and assign it a value of 2. And when you want to view or use the value of x, you just simply type x and it will show you the value of x. Okay. Second, create a variable x with the value of an expression. So this is on the right side, you have the expression 3 to the exponent of 2 plus 1. That is your x. And then you take a view of it, whatever the value of this is stored. Take note na ang execution is line by line, and whichever comes last na na-execute, yun yung previous value. So meaning, if I will have to execute this 3, the value of x have changed from line number 2 in A up to line number 2 in B. So ma-override yung value niya na 2 dito sa value na ginawa natin under B2. And finally, create a variable 2, and then we make use of the value of x as assignment to y. So what is the value of y here? Expectedly, it's the value of x. Let's go that. Let me just demonstrate this portion. Okay. So let's have x is equals to 2, and then let's have x is equals to 3 raised to 2 plus 100. Okay, and then let's say y is equals to x, and then let's say what is the value of y and what is the value of x. Okay. Let me clear everything here. Yeah, so para clear tayo. Let me do it line by line. So x is equals to 2. I-execute ko na lang. Tuloy-tuloy na lang. X and then y. So let me execute all of this. And then let's examine the result para mabilis tayo. So we said x is equals to 2. Tama? X is equals to 2 as printed. And then we assigned a value 3 raised to 2 plus 100, and then we assign that to y. So yung y natin naging 109. Okay, so that's 3 raised to 2 is 9 plus 100. And then x, the value of x is the same. If I will change the value of x, x is equals to 0 this time. Okay, so you can see from the global environment, x is equals to 0. If I will type here, x is equals to 0, will y, kasi sabi natin, y is equals to x. Will y get the value of x? Let me check. Pick y, and it's still 109. No, because again, it's sequential. Kung ano yung mga ine-execute mo, yun lamang ang it will only those instructions that will affect the values of the global environment. So unless we will assign that again as y is equals to x, then definitely the variable y will assume the value of x at this point. Okay? So yan yung last instruction. Mapapansin niyo itong ating values dito nagbago na. Okay? Right? So those are variables. Let's continue with the variable discussion. I have a short activity for you. Predict the final values of variables x, y, and z, and show the intermediate values after each line of code is executed. Can you type your answer? What is the final value of x at line number 5? Yeah, actually, you can solve that on paper. Come on, let's do it. I'll give you 2 minutes for that. I just get my water. X is equals to 300, what? 310. Okay? Yeah. Let's do that. So let me continue. X is equals to 10. And then, wait lang, let me open another. X is equals to 10, y is equals to x plus 10, and then y is equals to y plus 10, and then z is equals to x times y, and then x is equals to z plus x. Okay, let's do this line by line. So I will have to highlight it one at a time, run. So the value of x, let's just pay attention to this global variable here on the second quadrant. And then we say y is equals to x plus 10, wherein the value of x right now is 10. This will give us 20. X now is 20. And then on the line number 19, we say we add 10 more to y, so that makes it 30. Okay. And then line number 20, we multiply x and y, which is 300 times 10, and assign it to the value of, say, so line number 20 will create another variable, a numeric variable called z, with a value of 300. And then the final x will become 300 plus kung ano man ang value ng x at this point, which is 10. Okay. So that is 310. So these are the preliminary values and all of you are correct. Great. Sige. Mukhang very basic, no? Bilisan na lang natin kung ganon. Let's go to algebra, a simple algebra. How do we translate an algebraic expression? Let's say we have this simple problem. Jenny has 200 in her savings account. She recently found a job with an hourly rate of $12. And how many hours does she need to work to buy a $600 laptop? So to find out for the value of x, then we will do the transposition here. Okay, kailangan nating i-transpose ito para makuha yung tamang results, which is to move 200 to the other side. So that gives us 600 minus 200 and divide it by 12 to get x. Okay. Don't expect R to compute for the x given that equation. Hindi kasi po pwedeng ganito. Kailangan on our left side ng equation, itong left side ng equation na ito, kailangan variable yung nandito. Nag-iisang variable lang. R doesn't have a capability to magically solve your algebraic formula, no? And give us the value of x. Okay? So we still have to do the transposition. So with that, we will have to say it will be x is equal to 600 minus 200. Okay, and then divide is entirely by 12. So to get the value of x right here, so it needs 33. So x, when you click down, x, it says 33.3 hours. She needs 33.3 hours to be able to buy her laptop. Okay? So simple algebra. All right. So assignment operators, it's just a matter of convenience for you. You can say savings account is equals to 300. Savings account is this arrow. You can see the arrow 300 is assigned to savings account, or an unconventional way, yung 300 is assigned to savings account. I prefer number 1 and 2. No, don't use number 3. Even if it's legal and valid, no, don't use that. It's very unconventional. Okay. Ako number 2 ang parati kong ginagamit, and because wala lang, it's the old time way of doing assignment operators. But right now, the modern one is just using equal sign. Ganyan din naman talaga sa ibang programming languages. Okay. Another rule for variables, only letters, numbers, dots, and underscores can be used. It must start with a letter or a dot, not followed by a number. R is case sensitive. So magkaiba po yung capital X at saka yung small x. Dalawang variable na po yun. No? So you have to remember this notations. Let's have an example. Okay. On the left side, these are valid values. It starts with a dot. It's fine. That is allowed as a symbol that can be added in a variable name. Underscore is okay. Numbers are okay as long as it's not the first character or the first symbol. Okay? You use notations like this. Either use number 2 and number 3, this one, total underscore minus input, or ito yung camel case na tinatawag natin, user. And then the second word, the word that follows it, you have to capitalize the first letter, like that one. It adds for readability. Okay. So this one, to Dave, is not allowed. It can start with a number. You cannot use the percentage sign. It's not allowed. It means a lot in R. You can only use dot and underscore. Dot 3, it can start with dot, but it could not be followed by a number. So itong mean, that mean, average, that set is okay. Pero pagka dot 3 yung susunod, or a number, numeric value, it's not allowed. Okay. And then the last, you cannot start a variable name with an underscore. Okay. Yan lang. Simple rules, but you need to be aware of this and follow this to avoid unknown problems in the code. Okay, let's go to functions this time. So functions. In mathematics, a function is a rule that assigns to each input exactly one output. But in a computer programming, a function, ang dami nating tawag dyan, it's called a procedure or a method, is an independent code module that fulfills some concrete task and is referenced with the larger body of the program code. Madalas gumagawa tayo ng mga user-defined functions to make our code readable, no? And make it reusable. Okay, so kung nasanay tayo sa mathematical equations in the form of this that denotes a function, well, in programming, you have different types of functions. In R, the syntax of an R function is the function name followed by none or many arguments, no? 0 or many arguments. So you could have a function with no argument, or you can have a function with 1, 2, or a lot more arguments. Example, to get the absolute value of a number, you use this function ABS for absolute, that gives you 3. No? So it removes the sign. square root, factorial, logarithmic, natural logarithm, exponential function, to the exponent of 3, or you can use the caret ba o carry? Then round, ceiling, and floor. Take note of this now. These are very important values. Ceiling will give you, it rounds this up to the highest value. Floor, it rounds this up to the lowest value. Round, it rounds this to the closest 2 digits as defined here. Okay. If you need something, you just say question mark ABS or help in the command line. Okay. So let's do an example. What is the absolute value of -3? Okay, so it's 3. What is the ceiling of 1.52? It gives you 2. Binibigay sa atin yung pinakamataas na value. Take note of this kasi gagamitin natin mamaya ito. The ceiling of 1.52 is 2. The floor, syempre floor is mas mababa. Ceiling is nasa taas. So floor is yung mas mababang value, 1.52. It will give you 1. So that's the difference. It's different from round because round will follow the conventional rounding methodology. If we say, okay, let's round this to 2 digits. So 524. 4 is the next number before 2. So we expect this to be dropped. It becomes 1.52. But if we round this, pag ginawa natin yan na 5, this will give us 1.53. Okay. So we have so many formulas available. Even complex functions like binary distribution, like beta distribution, meron lahat yan. Kompleto ang functions. Any mathematical function that you may think of, it's available in R. And if you have questions, you just type question mark and ABS, let's say floor, and then it will give you here on this side, yan, rounding of numbers. Okay, so nandito yung kanyang description, or simply type help. Help will bring out the entire our documentation here. Right? So let's move on. Now, I have shown you just a couple of the functions. One of the things that you have to learn and master is the creation of a function. Okay. So when you create your own function, it follows this syntax. No? Syntax, ibig sabihin, ito yung grammar, no? Pinaka-grammar ng ating language. The syntax is you have the function name. You have to put a name here, and then followed by the keyword function and several parameters. And then open and close parentheses to enclose, open and close curly braces to enclose the function body. Example, if I would like to create a function called area that takes the area of a square, or was it a square? Okay, so this is an area of, hindi ko na maalala to kung anong area ito. Kung this is an area of some shape. No? So R is our parameter here. Ito yung ibibigay nating value. Kung ang known value natin is yung radius natin, ito yung lalagay natin dito. And this R here will be substituted to the R here, itong dalawang red na color. So the area is equals to pi, which is a constant value. Constant yan, nasa dictionary ng R programming, multiplied by R to raised to 2. Okay, so every time that you use this area, it will always give you this equation, no? The result of this equation provided with the value of R. Before we go to this, let's move on to the example first. Okay. All right. So let's say area is equals, again, ito yung symbol na sinasabi ko, pwedeng equal sign din yan. Type niyo muna yung kanyang you type muna yung structure. So that's the structure. Please press enter. Okay. Then you start adding the elements. So I need a parameter. It's called an argument or parameter. Those are the same. So I will name it as an R because it refers to radius, or I could say radius. But if I will say radius, I have to spell it out. Pi is equals to radius raised to 2. Okay. Okay. Tignan niyo muna dito sa ating global environment. Wala tayong function dito. Kung ito ay i-execute ko, run, then I have another global variable. It's a function. It's not a variable, called an area that is stored in the memory of the computer. Okay. So every time I use that statement, let's say area of 5, and use that, it invokes this function. See, it gives me the result of 78.53. So anytime that I need that, wherever it is in my program, no, then this will be available to me as long as this was executed first. Even in the command line, I could say area of 24. Okay, so it's a convenient function for you to use. No? Take note that if your R is closed, pag close ko to, mawawala lahat yan. Similarly, if I clear the objects from the workspace by clicking this icon and yes, and then the next time I type area of 5, and it becomes could not find the function because it's wiped out in the environment. No, even the value of X is not present because this cannot be found. Okay, so it's important if you have saved that as a script. No, for example, isa-save ko na to. I will save that as my K7 Maths 101. Okay. So that I have a reference of that. Now, the next time that you execute them again, but take note na napipili natin yung pwede nating i-execute. So these scripts, these commands that I have right now here, they are not related. So I cannot run it as an entire program. So it doesn't, they don't have any relation with each other. No? This is for demo purposes. What I can do here is I will highlight the codes that I would like to be executed, like this one. Okay, and then that gives me preliminary values in my global environment. Okay, sige. So again, so if I will execute area, it's added in my global environment, and this time around, I could safely use area of 10. So I don't have to type again the body of the program. No, it's harder to type the equation than typing just area. Right? So napaka-importante yung ating functions. Okay. So if you have a function that's as simple as this, you can also have a function that's a little bit complex, like this one. So it's the same. This is a valid name, variable name, find dot roots. No? It's actually looking for the intercepts of y in a quadratic equation. Equals, ginamit niya equal sign, which is the same thing as using the arrow sign. And then the function, it has 3 parameters this time, and the body is comprised of multiple statements. We will go to that in a while. Okay? So ganito po ang function. Tandaan niyo po yung kanyang structure and syntax. Alright. Let's move on to data types and data structures. By the way, do we have questions? I think, just open po your mic. Hindi ko kasi mabasa yung ano. Okay. Pag may tanong po kayo, just raise, open your mic po. So we have data and data types and data structures. These are the foundations of any programming language or any scripting language. Like R, Python, Java, these are all common. They just vary a little, but they are all like the same. So data types, anong klase ng data ang pwede mong store? Structure, paano mo siya aayusin into some kind of structure for accessing, arrangement, and storing your values. First, we have so many types of data, but just ano na lang, konti lang muna kasi introductory course po lang to. You have logical values. A logical value is called Boolean. It has a value of true or false only. In R, it's actually capital true and capital false. Special data type for data with only 2 possible values, true or false, on or off. Numeric, a decimal value is called numeric in R and is the default computational data type. Integer, pagka meron siyang L doon sa dulo niya, yung number, this is an integer. Okay? An integer has a size. Meron siyang 64-bit, meron siyang 32-bit. It depends on the kind of computer that you have, the processor. But normally 64-bit. Yan. Complex numbers, okay? Character. A character is used to represent a string values. We convert objects into character values with the help of this function. So in short, pag merong symbol, any kind of symbol, whether it's alpha or alphanumeric or just a symbol, basta nilagyan mo ng open quote, whether it's a single quote or a double quote like this one, it's called a character. Okay, even the number 35.4, it's called a character. Balikan ko lang yan na kasi importante yan. So let's have here another example. Let me clear. Let's say x is equals to 35. Okay, fine. Then when I say class of x, it's a numeric. But when I say y is equals to 1, okay, and the class of 1, the class of y, it's called a character. Why does it matter? Because x plus 1 will give you 36, whereas y plus 1 will give you an error because y is not a number and cannot be added to a numeric value. So magkaiba po yan. So it's important. Okay. Data structures, we have vectors, lists, matrices, arrays, data frames, and factors. If you are into data analytics, you will be using mostly number 5, data frames, and vectors and lists. No? But in simple mathematical equations and STEM activities, vectors okay na muna yan. Pero maganda rin pagka may frames pag may dataset na tayo. Let's start with vectors lang muna. Look at this, symbols that represents the structure of the data. Yung data type, anong klaseng data siya, structure, paano natin i-arrange, i-collect all of them and store to come up with a single entity. A vector is like this, one line lang siya. So this could possibly grades of your students. No? These are colors, your 3 favorite colors, pwede yan. Matrix is comprised of rows and columns, but in a matrix they have to be of the same type. No? Pare-pareho sila. Kung ito blue to, ibig sabihin kung numbers yan, puro numbers lahat ang laman nito. Hindi pwedeng apple yung isa, tapos 5 yung isa, tapos whatever data type, true or false yung isa. It's not. Look at the color. So the color is important here. In a matrix, you can have a matrix of numbers. Or you can have a matrix of true and false para sa truth table. But more importantly, it has to be, all the values here must have the same data type. So they are arranged in rows and columns, so matrix. Array. An array is a multi-dimensional vector and matrix. So 3-dimension itong array natin. But again, just like the vector, the matrix, the array is also a collection of data of the same type. Pare-pareho sila. Kung lahat ito ay numbers, puro numbers lahat yan. Kung yan ay logical values lahat. Okay. In contrast, we have data frame. A data frame is like a matrix which has rows and columns, but each column may differ in terms of data type, no? Each column, no? So ito, yung first column natin, for example, ito yung ID number ng student. Second column natin, ito yung name, which is alphanumeric, alphabet. And then, ito yung grade ng student, which is again a numeric value. So each row represents one record. So record ng estudyante number 1, record ni estudyante number 2, record estudyante number 3. That's data frame. And list is ito yung pinaka-complex. A list can be, this is a list of vectors. And this is a list of different data types, matrix, different structures, a matrix, a list, and pwede mong pagsama-samahin na lahat-lahat yan in a list. Okay, so let's focus our attention on vector at this time. In R, a sequence of elements which share the same data type is known as a vector. When you create a vector, you use the colon operator, 1 to 9. So ito. Sequence of elements. So they, creating vector, you use the colon. So that means this is a range of 1 to 9. So they will have expectedly a value of 1 to 9 here. Or, second method, kung ayaw mong gamitin yung 1 to 9, pwede rin naman yung sequence. Okay. In a sequence, you just say sequence. The first parameter is the starting point, and the second parameter is the end point. No? So this will create a sequence of 1 to 5. The difference between the first and the second is, in a sequence, you can add another parameter, which is the increment. So by 2. By 2 siya. So 1, 3, and 5. What are the sequences between 1 to 5? Increment by 2. So 1, 3, and 5. Okay? So let's try that muna. So if I will have 1 to 100, so that gives me series, masyadong malaki yung example ko. 1 to 5 lang para mag-crash sa screen. Yan, 1 to 5. A sequence of 1 to 1 to 100 and then by 5. Okay. So increment by 5. So 1 plus 5, that gives you 6 plus 5, 11, etc. Kahit hindi ko na ilagay yung word na by kasi by default, it's the same. So there are default values. In the sequence function, it is expected that the first parameter here is the initial, the starting value. The second parameter is the end value. The third parameter is expected na ito yung by natin. So kahit wala na yung by. Okay? Move to the next. And two more ways to do that. You have this, using the C function. C stands for combine. We will use that all the time, no? And most of the time. So colors is equals to the combination of yellow, green, and blue. So yung colors na variable mo ngayon is yellow, green, and blue as expected. Okay. Example muna ako dito para makapag-focus tayo dito. Okay. So let's say I have, let's use the colors that was, pwedeng equal sign lang, no? Colors is a combination of yellow, green. Makikita niyo na tama yung inyong pag-type kasi nag-change yung color din dito sa command line. Okay. So my color now has a values of three elements, yellow, green, and red. How do I access the first element? Pag tinype ko color, lalabas lahat sila na color. But if I will say the color of index number 1, that will give me the first element. And obviously index number 3, that gives me the last element. Okay? So that is how you access. If I will change the value of color number 3, right now I want it to be blue, then you can do that. And your color now is equals to yellow, green, and blue. Okay. Ayan. So take note. So combination. So combination is very useful in R. And last, bakit number 1 pa rin yung aking number 4 na to dapat, no? So using the C function and combine, ginamit na natin lahat. The sequence of 1 to 5, B is 10, 20, and 30, and C is A and B. Okay. A, alam natin na yung A is sequence of 1 to 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tapos kinombine pa natin yung value ng B, which is 10, 20, and 30. So that means you have a lot of flexibility. Pwede mong balik-balik ta rin, pwede mong i-combine, pwede mong i-arrange differently. So there are so many things that you can do in R with all these functionalities. Hindi siya masyadong, no, my term is flexible. Very flexible siya. Okay. All right. We have 5 exercises in this activity, no, in this session. Okay. Let's have our first math model. But before that, ano muna, let's have a 10 minutes break, Jing. Let's have a bathroom break for a while.
All right. So time check 10:25 a.m. So we will be resuming at 10:35.
All right, so let's resume. Wala pa namang, so let's have our first math model this time. No? The problem is we need to determine the number of buses required based on the number of students. No? Our input, sabi niya, a typical school bus has a seating capacity of 50, whereas the number of students signing up for the trip may range from 350 to 500. So we are asked to compute the result of each increment by 10 sign-ups. Meaning, pag 350, ilan bus ang kailangan? Pag 360, ilan ang bus? 370, 380, 390, up to 500. And then, we will display the result as a plot. Okay? So, let's do that. Ready na? Are you all back? Can I see one? Type 1 if you are there. Okay. Okay, great. Sige. Let me increase the size. Right. Do you need this one? Maybe I could send it to you later as a math file. So, dito ko na lang sa baba. Maglagay tayo sa baba. Let me add here. Start of math models. Okay. So the first one is the school bus model. So it's good if you add comments like this, because when you leave this, touch this for one week, makakalimutan mo ito. And how much more pagka one semester. Okay? So the requirements is we have our inputs. A typical bus has 50 seats. So gawa tayo ng variable called bus capacity. And the size is 50. Okay? Ano pa? So the number of students signing up for this 300 to 350. So number of students. What do we use to generate a range from 350 to 500? So we can use the sequence, no? Sequence. Magmula 350. You could explicitly say from 350. No? Ito yung kompleto na code na to 500 by 10. Okay. This is the explicit statement for the sequence. However, as I mentioned, kasi si sequence, ina-expect niya that the first parameter is from, so you can remove it already. Okay? Pero pag binaliktad mo yan, Control X, and then ganyan, magra-run pa rin yan because you mentioned that those are the values for the parameters to, by, and from. But you won't do that. You won't do that. And never do that. Okay? So since I know that it's already 350 is the from, the second parameter is the to, I don't have to put that. And the third parameter is the by, which is 10. No? Iniwan ko na lang yan for reference. Okay? Right. And then the model, is compute the number of buses by first dividing the number of students. So number of bus na required natin, number of bus is equals to the number of students. Number of students divided by what? The bus capacity. Okay? And yung output natin, i-display natin siya as a as a plot. So, gawa tayo ng plot. Ganito lang ang pag-type ng plot. So, you say plot by the minimum. Mamaya, explain ko na ito. Tignan muna natin yung output nito. Let me just type the entire code here. It's the plot. So, what it needs is the x. Ano, di ba, pag magpa-plot ka, x and y coordinate lang naman yan. Ano ang value mo for x? Yung number of students. Ano ang value for y is the number of bus required. And the x lab is the label. The label is for the x is number of students. The label for y is the number of buses needed. The main title for this is the number of buses needed. PCH is the symbol. Merong listahan, papakita ko na lang later. No? Ano yung mga shapes, diamond, triangle, star, asterisk na gagamitin to represent the dots in the plot. And the color is coral. I don't know what color is that. Okay, so let's run this entire thing. Highlight ko siya. Yan. Kung ito lamang ang nandito sa code na to, pwede kong i-type ito, i-run itong source na to. Magra-run na siya all throughout. Pero marami kasi doon sa taas, may execute sila and I don't need them. Okay, run. Okay. So, let's clear everything para malinis tayo. Yes. Clear. And then clear din dito. Then run one more time. Okay. So the bus capacity is 50. The number of bus here, you look at this. Pagka 350 ang estudyante, 7 na buses ang kailangan. Pag 360 ang estudyante, 7.2 buses ang kailangan. Okay. And if you zoom, it looks like that. Tama ba? Well, it looks good, but it's not really good. There's something wrong with that. Can you tell us? Ano ang problema dito sa result natin? Pag 500, 10 bus ang kailangan. Tama nga naman. Any keen observer in the group? Ano ang problema dito? Number of buses needed by the number of students. Kung face-to-face sana to, namigay na si Jing ng jacket eh. Sayang, ano kasi, online. Come on. Ano ang problema dito? Paano yung 7.5 na bus? Ayun, tama. Sir Julius, Monico, wala namang bus na 0.5. Oo, mali itong solution natin kasi 7.5 na bus, hindi pwedeng kalahating bus. So dapat whole number lang siya. So anong gagawin natin sa ating solution here? Dito, yung number of bus ay dapat gamitan natin ng function, yung dinemonstrate natin kanina. Paano pagka, dalawa lang nito, it's either ceiling or floor. Paano pagka ang capacity niya ay 50, tapos iisa lang yung nandoon na excess? Alangan namang sasabit siya sa isang bus. So whether or not 1, 2, or 50, isang bus pa rin yun. No? So dapat gamitan natin siya dito ng ceiling. Okay. So that's the function that we will add, and let's rerun, execute this once again. Okay. And run the code. There. So you have a better code. Better this time. Okay? Tama, no? Kasi pagka 350 lang, 7 buses. 800 at 360 pataas hanggang 400, you need 8. And if you have 460 hanggang 500, you need 10 buses. And that makes sense this time. Okay? So, ang point ko dito, if you are going to solve this by hand, by calculator, yung curiosity ng estudyante, nalilimit lang siya doon sa isa, dalawang examples eh. This way, I could play with this model, a very simple model. What if there will be 1,500 students already? So what will be the requirement? Paano pag yung bus capacity, ang gagawin natin ay 60 kasi yung Partas ay yung Joy Bus ay mas malaki yung capacity para realistic siya. Okay. So I can do that again. Run. Okay. So this is the ito yung mga plots pala natin. Ano? So dapat nasa-zoom ito eh. Bakit ba hindi siya na-zoom this time? Oh, mayroon pang ayun. Naka-open. So, yeah. That's the bare minimum that you can do with the plot. You can modify this to change the aesthetics, the appearance, and a lot of the elements that are here. Questions? Okay na. So far, yeah, that is one of the beauty of this kind of tool that you ask the students to solve. Hindi ka naman kailangan maging programmer because there will, in fact, ilang code lang ito. 1, 2, 3 lines of code lang. Parang ginol mo lang on a pencil. The only difference is make it plotted to show a graph of this one. Okay, so let's move on. Next, let's have math equations. Linear equation na tayo. Algebra. Ay, no. What's this na ba? Yeah, algebra. So let's have linear equation. Any equation with first powers of x and or y is referred to as a linear equation. When graph all ordered pairs that satisfy a linear equation form a straight line. So straight line. So in this example, find the 4 ordered pairs including x and y intercepts that satisfies the linear equation 2x plus 3y is equals to 8. Okay. Ngayon, kung susuplayan natin ng value si x dito, ibibigay niya yung kanyang y at lahat daw ng ano, 'di ba? Linear equation niya straight line siya. So we have the slope, we have the intercept here, and we graph it. That's fine. However, kung dadagdagan natin yung points and then you will be solving that, gawin nating 5, 10, okay lang. Paano kung yung curiosity, again, I use the word curiosity, paano kung yung curiosity ng bata is, paano pag 1,000 yan? Talaga bang, paano pag negative? Straight line pa rin ba yan? Di ba? You do not know because you will not be able to perform that computation of 1,000 dots in your calculator and plot it manually. Di ba? What if I will change the slope? What will happen? And then i-replot mo na naman siya. Although there are models in the computer that you can use, it's still a good tool for students to be able to make use of this simple scripting language. Okay, so let's do this. The math equation and the graph, a linear equation. Okay, una muna, mamaya na yung quadratic. Let's start first with the linear equation. Okay. So next case is the linear equation. Okay. So, ang formula natin is this one, 2x plus 3y is equals to 8. So, assuming we would like to solve for y. And then, to solve for y, kailangan nating i-transpose. Kailangan yung y lamang ang may iwan doon sa kabila. So, solving this, it becomes, sorry, hindi ako mathematician. Kaya 3y equals to 8 minus 2x. And then, you have to divide it by 3. So, y now will become 8 minus 2x divided by 3. Okay, i-comment natin yon kasi hindi acceptable itong code na to. I will have to highlight and go to code and comment and comment. Yan. So, in actual formula, it should be, ang formula natin is, let's say, if the values of x will be 1 to 5, what is the value of your y? If the formula of your y is using that 8 minus 2 times the x divided by 3. Tama ba? 8 minus 2x times 3. Yan. So, i-plot natin siya. So, pag mag-plot tayo, very simple. You just say plot. Ano yung value ng x? Siyempre si x. Ano ang value ng y? Yan. Pwede ng ganyan. And then, execute natin. Just try. Run. Okay. So, you see, you have 4 dots here. Let's change the type into type is equals to B, I think is bullets. So buttons with lines, no? So lagyan natin ng line. So it's a line. Paano pagdamihan natin? Ito yung pwede kong you could play around with this. What if I will make that as 100? No? Will it still be a straight line? Right. So it's a straight line pa rin siya. Okay? So that way I could play around with the values of this one. So that's the beauty. All right. Now, let's move on to slope of a line. Ito, marami kayong activities na pwedeng ipagawa sa students. And I'm really confident that this will make them, more curious. So our straight line is, the formula for a straight line is y equals the mx plus b, such that if x is not equal to 0, dapat x is not equal to 0. So let's just assume that we have m is equals to 4 and b is equals to 2, and you have the values of x from 1 to 20. So pwedeng isa lang muna, but you can plot many dots, so 1 to 20 ang ipa-plot natin. Okay? What's the formula for the y? Susundin lang po natin to kung okay naman yan. Yun ang gamitin natin. Except that, hindi pwede itong magkadikit na to. You have to add the asterisk to indicate a multiplication. Okay? So y is equals to the m, b, and then the slope, the base, and the 1.20. Okay. And then let's plot. Kopyahin ko na lang to para mabilis. Plot natin. Type B. And okay, let's run. Okay. So that's the slope If you change the slope, you can make it, let's say, 1.5 ang slope natin. I decrease the slope. May nagbago ba? Hindi masyadong nakita. Okay. Wait lang. There's something wrong. You look at the values here. The starting the first tick is 50, 150 to 50, then 5, 10, 15, 20. Ito yung nagbabago yung value niya. So it's not the orientation of the line. So when we bring that back to 4, okay. You see, it started with 20. So nag-adjust yung kanyang y. So in that way, I needed to tell the plot that yung aking x, ang limit ng x ko is equals to ito, from combination, range tayo. C is from magmula 0 hanggang 20. Yun yung expected value ko. Ganon din si y. Ang limit ni y is equals to, C is combined, no? So I'm making a range here. The range is from 0 to 20 as well, no? Para hindi magbago. So if I plot it this time around, run. So this is the slope. And then if I will increase it, dapat mag-slant siya ng konti. Okay, pataas ng pataas. Pagka bawasan natin 1.2, ayan. Pag ginawa nating 0, expected horizontal dapat ito. Yung scope natin. Yun. Tama naman. Horizontal yung ating scope. Okay? So, I can play around. Ang dami mong what if eh. What if dagdagan natin yung slope, no, di ba? So, it's better for them to appreciate. Okay? And last thing, paano kung, if I would like to plot all of those elements, no? So yung M natin is from 0 to 15, I could make use of a for loop, which I will explain later. Example. For I, ito, yung slope natin is from 0 to 15. Okay? Yung X natin is 1 to 20, and yung ang tawag dito, the formula is the same, and then we add the lines here. Okay. So if I will execute this, yeah, it will give you the pattern. So bakit ayaw mag-zoom? Ayun. So that is the slope. That is from 0, the horizontal slope. Pag tumataas yung value niya, nagkakaroon ng mas nag-i-incline siya. That's a simple modeling. That's a simple simulation that we can do in R. Okay? So meron tayong additional topic dito, yung plot at saka yung for. I-discuss natin mamaya lang. Question? Next, quadratic equation na tayo. After this quadratic equation, let's go to a more complex simulation. So quadratic function is a function of the form a x squared plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0. So if this is the function, if this is the quadratic equation, our a here is equals to 1, our b for 2x is equals to 2, and our our c is minus 3 kasi plus c yun eh, kaya negative 3 siya. Right. And then we ask the students to plot. No? So pinapa-plot natin yan. And then how do you get the intercept? Basta yung kanyang intersection. Ito yung intercept niya. Yung x1 intercept and x2 intercept. And the vertex is, and this is the y-intercept. Okay. So given this equation, if we change the values of A, B, and C, then we expect them still to be plotted along this shape, which is the characteristics of a quadratic equation. Okay. Right, let's do this quadratic equation. Sige lang. Bilisan ko na lang kasi mag-alas 11 na pala. So, this is now our quadratic equation. Right. The reference of this I added here, so you can check that later. Okay, so let's have the variables for this. You have A is equals to 1. Oh, sorry, naka-capital letter ako. A is equals to 1, B is equals to 2, and C is equals to, in that example, let's make it 3 na lang muna. Para simple lang, minus 3. Minus 3. And then the function, let's create a function if you can still remember the function variable f as in function is the function of x. Kung nagbabago yung x natin and ang constants natin ay yung a, b, and c. The function of a quadratic equation is a times x raised to 2 plus b times x plus c. Okay. So the thing that we need to do is to plot the function, the quadratic equation. Okay. Ipa-plot natin siya. Meron akong tinype na comments na kaya kinakat and paste ko lang po para mabilis tayo. So let's try the domain from negative 10 to 10. So the x, negative 10 should be less than or equal to x, and 10 should be less than or equal to x. Okay? So yun yung range niya ng x natin. So how do we do this? Kailangan natin yung domain daw nasa x to ano. So gawa tayo ng sequence na ang x natin ay nasa range ng negative 10 up to 10. As simple as that. And then ipa-plot na natin siya. I-plot natin, ano yung nasa x natin? What will be our values for our x? Obviously the x as a variable. Yung y natin is the function of x. That's the function of x. Okay. And then, lagyan natin yung type is equals to, pag B siya is may dot, ganito po yung B, Ito. May dot siya, tapos may line. Okay. Pagka L is dire-diretso lang siya. So, let's try L. Line. And then I need to limit the range here. X limit is equals to a range. Again, there are so many ways in which you can do that. Kanina ang ginawa natin ay C. You can also use the word range. Minus 10 to 10. And ang kanyang y limit is also a range from -10 to 10. Kaya when you read the documentation, that's the only thing that's confusing, because for one single function, one single statement, there are multiple alternatives for that one. Hindi mo naman kailangan gamitin lahat. Okay. Right. So let's run these 3 codes starting from here. ABC, ito yung mga natin, mga constants, ito yung function natin. And dito sa baba yung ating domain plus ipa-plot natin siya and then run. Okay? Yan. So ito yung ating graph. However, nawawala yung ating line. So kailangan natin maglagay ng horizontal line at 0y and another vertical line at x is equals to 0. So we will add that just below the plot. After the plot kailangan meron mo ng plot. Ito na yon. So AB line ang tawag doon. In fact, pag i-execute ko itong AB line na to, kahit ito lang, dadagdagan na niya ng line yung dalawa. So ito, yung horizontal line, the horizontal is on 0 tick and vertical line is on vertical V0. Okay? So how do we find the vertex? So hindi ko na-explain tong formula, but we need to find the vertex as shown in our equation. Meron mga dots na ito. Ito yung vertex niya at saka yung y and x intercepts, yung mga intercepts. Kailangan nating i-plot itong mga to. So we are done with this shape. And then we are done with the reference vertical and horizontal. Ito na lang. 4 na ito ang kailangan nating malaman. Okay. In finding the vertex, merong formula po yan. Ang haba kasi ng formula. But I will create a function called the vertex. Find vertex. Find that vertex. So this is a function. Start with like this. Function, open and close. Yan. Ganyan kayo mag-type. And then you put the parameters that you need. I need the parameters for the A, the B, and the C. And then to get the vertex, i-type ko na lang. Alam naman na po natin mag-convert ng equation into this result. So the x vertex is equals to the is b base divided by 2 times a, and then the y vertex is equals to the function of the x vertex. Ang i-return nito yung i-combine natin ngayon yung y and x vertex para maging point siya. Isa siyang point, di ba? Ang point dapat may x and y. So we use c to combine them. So meaning this vertex na function will give us a point. Magbibigay siya ng isang coordinate, isang point eksakto sa ating graph, right? So a function is just a function. You have to use this. Now gagamitin na natin ngayon yung function. Ano ang vertex? Ang vertex niya is gamitin natin yung function na find vertex at ilagay natin yung coordinates na hinihingi, ABC, which are the ABC on top here. Yung ABC dito kanina. Yan yon. And let's see. Tingnan natin dito sa baba. I-run ko lang ito. Oh, find vertex. Hindi pala siya na-execute. So I have to execute both. Okay. So the vertex now is at coordinates -1, -4. Tama? So -1, -4. And the next thing to do is to i-add natin yung point na yon. So i-add natin yung vertex to the plot para makita natin dito. Okay? Wala pa kasi siya dito. Na-identify na natin na because the vertex was identified at location, let's see, type ko dito, V is equals to 1, -1 and -4. Dito po sa baba yung result niya. So to find that, dadagdagan ko na naman ng point yung plot, and the syntax, kanina yung line is AB line, ang point natin, you will guess it's equals to, ayan, points. Ito yung first, ito yung second. Okay? And then we add a label to B. I-execute ko mo to. Let's do it para ma-simulate natin. Hindi niya alam yung V. Okay, small letter kasi ito. Capital natin. I think it's capital ito. Magkaiba sila. Kaya hindi niya mahanap. Okay, so you now have a point. So the PCX, nagbabago yung PCX. Yung ito, PCH pala, number 18 this time. So nagbabago yung kanyang shape. Okay, so meron na tayong vertex. Kulang na lang ang label niya. So lagyan natin ng label yung portion na yon, which is the text at that area. Ang text natin sa coordinates na yon, ang label niya ay vertex. Position 3 places the text above the point. Okay? So if I will add this line, execute ko to, and then you have this. Okay. Vertex. Ayan. Medyo... Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's continue. So... All right. So far, we have used a lot of constructs here. Let me just continue with my lesson muna. Plot. Unahin natin yung plot. The plot function in R isn't a single defined function but a placeholder for a family of related functions. Placeholder kasi meron tayong plot is just a rectangular area, and then from within the plot, pwede tayong magdagdag ng maraming elements. We tried adding a horizontal and vertical guide, reference line. We were able to add circles or dots, which we call points. We were able to add a line as well. Okay? So the simplest form of the plot is plot X and Y. So this will give you something like this, which points you to the coordinates 2 and 1. Or you could also plot a series. Ito, tignan nyo si X, 1 to 5. 5 ang elements niya. Yung Y niya, dapat 5 din yung elements. Ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 elements din lahat yan. Okay? I use C kasi kailangan kong i-identify yung 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Or I could use sequence din ito and then by 2. Right? So this will give you the plots. Automatic 4 na dots lahat ang ipa-plot niya. So let me just remind, your X and Y can be atomic values, or it can be a list, or it can be a vector values, no? Parang array siya, listahan. When you plot, these are the elements that are common. The first parameter is the X value, second parameter is Y value, third parameter is the X label, fourth parameter is the Y label, fifth is the main label, the symbol for plotting, and then the color. That's why we have this. Tingnan nyo to. Yung X natin, pwede ko nang tanggalin itong word na x equals kasi ina-expect siya na first value. The same time, yung y equals, pwede ko na rin tanggalin yan kasi ang ina-expect talaga na second parameter is the y value, which is correct. Tama naman yung arrangement. Okay? For readability, ilagay nyo lang din to x label, y label, main label, and then the PCH. May numbers from 1 to 20 something yata yan. No? Marami kayong pamimilian. So 16 is circle, 18 is diamond shape. And then the color. Okay. Gagamit na kasi tayo ng if conditions, no? So, in addition to the arithmetic statements, meron din tayong logical operators and conditional statements. You have this less than or equal, greater than or equal, not equal, not x. Ito yung or, x or y and y. And then, if it's, test if the x is true, right? So in this example, also, the values of a, b is 5 and 6. When we compare a less than 6, it's true because 5 is less than 6. So the value is true. Boolean. Is a less than or equal to b? True, because a is equals to 5, it is less than 6. Is a greater than or equal to b? That is false. One more time. This is a range. We know that x is a vector that ranges from 1 to 10. So the value is 1 to 10. Okay. Is x greater than 8? Tingnan nyo. Ang mangyayari dito, for every element, i-compare niya. Is 8 greater than 1? False. Greater than 2? False. Is x greater than x, which is 1 greater than 8, 2 greater than 8, 3 greater than 8, false, 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 hanggang dito sa dulo, 9 and 10. Ito lamang yung true. So similarly, dito sa baba, tignan niyo itong negative values. Using the operator AND. Ito, AND. It's like multiplying. It's the only time that it's true, ganito. True and false is false. True, false and true is false. True and true is true. So, true lamang ito pag pareho silang true. Pag merong nahalong false, false. But how about this? You have here a number that ranges from -5 all the way to 5. Y and true. So we are true na yung isa. It just depends on the value of y. Ang y natin ay 5. -5 and true, true. So ibig sabihin true din pala pag yung -5. Yung -4, true din siya. -3. The rest of it are true except 0. Okay. Pag 0, hindi siya true. So what is our assumption? What is our rule for that one? What can we deduce? We say that any number aside from 0 is true. Okay. So if it's 0, it's false. The rest, any number, negative or positive, it's true. As evidenced by this statement here, yung number gitna lamang ang ating false. Take note of that. And last of the tatlo pa pala to. So we have an if statement. The logical operator, if the if statement takes a condition, if the condition evaluates to true, the code associated with the statement if the if statement is executed. Ito lang. So ganito ang kanyang format. The keyword if, meron tayong condition. Ang condition itong mga to, may mga gagamitan mo dapat siya ng operator na ito. And then the expression. Example, if the value of x is -3, if x is less than 0, then this statement will be executed. Okay, so the output of this is x less than -3. Is x less than 0? Yes, so this will be executed kasi -3 less than 0 is true. Right? Then the expanded version of the x is we have the else portion. So if the condition is true, execute expression 1. Else, if the condition is false, execute expression 2. No? Either or, isa lamang sa kanila ang na-execute, either sa expression 1 or sa expression 2 lang. Hindi pwedeng dalawa. So going back, since x is -3, the condition x is less than 0, this will be executed. No? X is a negative number, right? Else, pag binago natin yung value ng x into a higher number, the x is either a positive number or a 0. So yun yung mga foundations, if condition. And one more is the control structure. Last na to, and then we will go back to our last case for today. Control loops. Marami itong control loops. Marami din yung conditional statements, pero ito ang muna ang gagamitin natin ngayon, which called a for loop. For a variable in sequence, and then we have an expression. Example, x in 1 to 5. So, ibig sabihin, yung unang ikot nito, iraran ito ng 5 beses. The first time na maglo-loop siya, the value of x is 1. The second time na maglo-loop is 2. And then the last time will be 5. So, 5 times siyang may execute. So, this is the output of this one. Okay? If you have a more complex, you have a for loop, and then sa loob niya may if statement. Tignan lang natin ito. So month will assume the value of 1 hanggang 5. So unang pasada natin, ang expected natin na value is 1. Is 1 less than 3? True. So winter month is month 1. Tama yon. Sa pangalawa, month 2. Winter pa rin siya kasi less than 3. Sa pangatlo, yung month natin is equals to 3. So 3 less than 3? No, they are equal. So ang mangyayari, etong else ang ma-execute, which is spring. Okay? Yung paste pala na keyword dito is it will concatenate all of this. Pagdudugtungin lang niya. No? So spring month na keyword, character, string, plus yung number. Kasi hindi pwedeng i-print ng walang paste. Okay? Question? Last na po to. So let's do the chaos game. I-apply na natin lahat ng napag-aralan natin. The chaos game is something like this. We need a triangle. We need to plot 3 coordinates A, B, and C. Okay. And then, to start, maglalagay tayo ng unang-unang point natin. Maybe dito sa gitna. P is in 1, 1. Coordinates 1, X, 1. Okay. And then, next, take a 3-sided die. Naghanap ako ng 3-sided na triangle na die. Wala talagang 3-sided, no? So kasi 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides yung triangle eh. Kaya I mean the the 3D na triangle, the pyramid. Yung pyramid is 3 sides yon. So ito pala yon. Ganito yung dice na 3-sided triangle. So let's roll the dice. Pagka ni-roll mo siya at side 1 ang nakuha, you find the midpoint between the latest P, kung ano yung last na na-plot mo, and A. Ito yon. Okay? So ano yung midpoint ng P and A? Yung last na P. So second, if side 2, find the midpoint between P and B. And if it's side 3, find the midpoint between P and C. Tapos ipa-plot natin siya. Okay? Then continue with the game based on each of the possible outcomes given below. Right? Kuha? So let's do it. So una, magpla-plot tayo ng tatlong points. 0, 0. What's this? 1, 1, 2, and 2, 0. 0, 0, 1, 2, and 2, 0. Ito na yung ating chaos game. Meron pa pala akong isang lesson, so bilisan natin ng konti. Okay. So, right. So let's do the first plot. So 0, 0, x natin ay 0 to 2, ang y natin is 0 to 2. Let's see what happens here muna. Let's do it one at a time. Okay. So this is the plot. So we need 3 values para sa ating tatlong coordinates. Yung 0, 0, it's for A. 1, 2 is for B. And then 2, 0 is for C. Okay. And then let's make those as points. Ilalagay natin na points yung tatlo na yon. Okay. So ilalagay niya itong 0, 0, 1, 2, and let's run. So you have 3 points now. Yan. Ito na yung triangle natin, no? So una, gumawa tayo ng plot na ang coordinates niya, ang range niya is from 0 to 2. Tapos para rectangle siya, more or less. Ito na nagawa natin out of these 4 lines of codes. Okay? And then magdo-drawing tayo ng guhit from one segment to another. No? But by the way, let's put a label first. So the label for that is, let's have 3 labels. If I will run this, magkakaroon ako ng variable called label. Okay? So see, labels. Yan ang value niya, A, B, and C. Yun ang ilalagay natin sa center. So gagamitin natin yan in our text and put those texts at the x coordinate plus dagdagan natin ng konting, i-adjust natin ng konti para hindi matakpan yung circle. And then the y is the same. Tapos ang labels na gagamitin natin is yung nagawa natin na labels. Let's run this. Okay. Okay lang na i-rerun ko ulit ha. It's no problem. Walang problema kasi I have the same output for that one. Right. So we have A, B, and C. So next, gawin natin yung mga segments niya. Ganito ang segment. So you just type 0 and 2 segments. So that means from 0, 0 hanggang 2, 0. That means from A to B. A to B. A to B, A to C, and then C to B. Let's run this. 3 segments, 3 lines. Okay. Right. So you have the 3 lines there. Kompleto na natin ang ating playing area. Ilalagay na natin yung first point natin sa gitna ng triangle. So I need a point. Kahit isa lang na point, points pa rin ang reference niya. At coordinates 1, 1, isa siyang circle. Ang shape niya. Okay. So we got the point that we want. So I hope you can see it there. And then let's start the game now. So our reference is that ang ating points, ang point x natin is equals to 1. Ang point y natin is equals to 1. Now let's make a loop to plot. Magpo-for loop na tayo, no? Anong sabi ng for loop? Bakit mo ginawa kaagad, no? Variable in vector or variable in sequence. Gamit tayo ng kahit anong variable. For I, in, ang sequence natin magmula 2 hanggang, let's say, 1 to 10. Tignan natin, 1 to 10. 10 times na, no? 10 dots ang ipa-plot natin. So, balikan natin yung condition natin. Ang sabi dito, if side 1 ang magiging result ng dice natin, midpoint between P and A. Pag side 2, P and B. Side 3, P and C. I-roll lang natin ng dice multiple times. Okay. Okay. So let's make an R, a random value. In R, you have a random keyword called sample. So it will get a sample from 1 to 3 and 1 lang, isang sample lang ang kunin niya. So the range is 1 to 3 kasi 3 sides lang siya. And from that population of 1 to 3, we will get 1 sample. So every time that I will run this, itong R na to, you see, R is equals to 3. I-run mo ulit. Whenever you run this function, it will give you another value. I don't know. Depende kung anong result. Oops. R. It's 1 this time. One more time just to satisfy. Okay. If you rerun the same. Oops. And take a look at R3 this time. 2. Okay. So proven. It gives us 1, 2, and 3 as a result. So the first condition, itest natin kung ang R daw, if ang R natin ay equals sa 1, ano ang gagawin natin? Kukunin natin ng midpoint ni, ang magiging X natin ay yung midpoint ni Px plus 0, yung Px plus yung A is 0, Ax is 0. Divided by 2, midpoint. And then ang y natin is yung py plus 0, 0 pa rin to 0, 0, which is divided by 2. Okay? And ang color, ganyan lang muna. Okay. Else, ito yung susunod na else natin. Else, if ang R natin ay equals to 2. Ganito rin ang formula. However, magbabago lang ng coordinates. Kokopyahin ko na lang para mabilis. Yung Px natin, ang coordinates kasi ni B is coordinate number 1, x1, and y2. Okay? At siyempre, pagka hindi pa rin siya 1 at hindi rin siya 2, sigurado yon 3. So wala na tayong kailangan ilagay dito na condition na if R is equals to 3. Kasi kung hindi siya 1, hindi siya 2, automatic 3 yon. And what we would like to happen if that is 3, dapat yung midpoint ni C, which is at coordinates 2, 0. Okay? And then whatever points that were determined, ipa-plot natin siya dito. Plot natin. Points. is equals to xy. Again, ang PCH natin is equals to 19. Natin. And yung the lastly created point, yun ang magiging bagong point natin. So, the px will now assume the value of the newly created x, and py will now assume the value of the newly created y. Okay? So, let's go back. Minus ko lang. Pakita ko ng mas malaki yung code natin. Ito, the first part created our triangle with a dot in the center. The second part is a loop that will run for 10 times, generating a random number from 1 to 3 for every run. And let's execute this. So I will have to run this now. No, hindi ko matakpan yung aking Run. Okay, run. Okay, sorry. PX is not found. Hindi ko pa pala na-execute ito. So add natin to. Okay. So that is the output. 11 lahat na dots po yan. Ano ang hula natin? Dagdagan natin. Paano pagka 100 na? 100 times natin iraran. Itong plot natin na ito. Okay. Any guess, mga ka-webinar? Kung ano ang mangyayari dito? Blackout bingo ba ito? After we run it several times? Okay. So again, this is a classic example of a model. Ito yung model natin, and then we try to adjust the parameters. So this time, I'm trying to increase the number of runs so that I know what happens. After 100 runs, ganito nang nangyari. Paano pagdagdagan pa natin, no? If I will run it 10,000 times, which you cannot do in a paper and pencil, iraran ko to ng 10,000 times. Yan. And then it created a very nice pattern for us. Di ba? So lahat ng A, side A dito, dito, B, dito, C, dito. Para lang masatisfy tayo, no? Lagyan natin ng color. For every, pag ang dice was 1, let's say the color is equals to red. Pagka ang dice natin ay 2, let's say it's yellow. And then, pag ang dice natin ay nasa 3, it's called blue. And then we will add doon sa ating points. Uy, mali yung pinaglagyan ko. 1, 2, 3. Ito. So, lagyan ko lang ng variable color. Yung C natin nagbabago ang value, which is the color, depending on what dice was chosen randomly. So, ang ating color is equals to C. Okay? Let me run this one more time. Ayun. So, cute siya. So, there's a pattern pala from that, no? Okay? Yan. And it's already 11:38. Last na lang ito. The more important one is we should be able to make a report out of this, no? So pwede tayong gumawa ng report. Pwede rin gamitin ito to create your papers, your website, your class, no? The modules, pwedeng gamitin to for the module. Okay? And this is what we call R markdown. And Yan. So R Markdown for documentation is a simple, easy to use plain text language used in combination with your R. The results from your data analysis, including plots and tables, will be added. Ang kagandahan po nito, kung marunong kayo ng HTML o kaya yung LaTeX, pwede rin siya, naiintindihan din niya. And the good thing is, you can easily write equations without problems. No? Ang hirap kayang gawin yung equation na to sa Microsoft Word. Ang hirap niyan. Mabuti na lang merong mga ganito. And the good thing about this is, your code, you can paste your code and it will be formatted as codes. May color coding siya, ma-arrange siya. And even the output can be generated. Okay? Let's have this as an example. Right. Give me a minute. Dapat hindi tayo mag-overtime. Okay. Ito, pwede nyo gagamitin when you create your activities and the students themselves, pagka mag-a-answer sila, ganitong gamitin na. So it's called a markdown. Let's go to code, a file, new, and then choose our markdown. Okay. Creating an R Markdown document requires updated version. Do you want to install these packages now? Yes. Saglit lang naman yan. First time ko palang gamitin tong Markdown dito. (21 of 27, 22). By the way, sa mga kasama po namin dyan sa DepEd, willing po kami mag-conduct ng face-to-face na ganito. If you think your teachers needs this one, just let us know. And we will be glad to accommodate your request. Basta kaya po ng ating time. So ito yung ating math for, ito yung ating R for math. Gawin po nating face-to-face dyan po sa inyong location. Okay, so this is the initial markdown that was created. No, iraran ko lang ito so that we know what to do. So this is neat. Neat the current document or just press Ctrl-Shift-K. Click. Wala pa kasing title to. No? So math, R for math, R for math, or R for STEM. Okay. So this is the output. Pinapakita dito that you can create your regular text, you can put a code, and the output of that code can be included, including the plots. Okay? So, gawa tayo. So, ito na lang din, hindi ko nababaguhin ito. May initial siya dito. Dagdagan ko lang ng author para alam kung sino ang nagsasubmit. Author is equals to Alan Lau. Yan. And then, I'll erase everything. I'll erase everything sa baba. Except the plot. Dito. Yan, para malinis. Okay? So the first thing I would like to do is, it's still about the quadratic the formula. Okay. Yung ating quadratic formula ay ganito. That's ax squared plus bx plus c5. Ilagay nyo lang siya sa dalawang dollar sign. Sa loob niya, you put there the equation y is equals to ax squared. Oh, what's this? You see, nagbabago yung aking ax squared. And then plus bx plus c. Okay. When I run this, yeah, I have the equation already here. Don't worry about the spacing, about indents. Madali na lang yan later. Okay. Or you could also add an inline. So the quadratic formula, when we say, let's say, the quadratic formula with dollar, ito kasi formula, ano siya, a not equal to, merong symbol na not equal, hindi ko alam po paano palabasin sa keyboard, nakalimutan ko na, kinapi ko lang yan. Dollar a, yan. So it will create this kind of font and notation. Okay. Ito. So yung formula natin, yung quadratic formula is the square. Wala akong reference ng quadratic formula. Itatype ko na lang. Because it's already 11:46. Dollar. Sa gitna niya, x is equals to the fraction. So yung fraction natin, dalawang part hinahanap. Ito yung numerator, yung open, first and close. The second part is the denominator. Okay? So doon tayo sa numerator, the fraction of minus b. Then, ito yung gusto ko plus minus plus minus. And then the square root slash sqrt, the square root, curly brace na naman. The square root of b raised to 2 minus 4 for AC. Okay? You see? So yung plus minus, pwede nating palitan ulit para maging, kung nakikita niyo maliit, plus minus is slash PM. Ayun, para plus minus talaga siya. And then the last on the fraction is 2A. Okay. Formula. If I run this, neat. So you have a very beautifully written quadratic equation right here. Okay. Then let's go for the coding. So then we'll say it is preferable to use the formula when factoring does not work. And I'll give another formula here. To solve the function, let's say ito yung sinosolve natin na function of x2 plus 2x minus 3. R code naman ang gagamitin natin. Yung R code. Ano yung code natin for R, this one? We need to, yung backslash, ito yung keyboard nasa left side ng number 1, backslash na 3, tapos open and close pa rin, curly brace letter R, no? And then sa baba niya, you have to end it with the backslash na 3 pa rin. May shortcut po ito eh. Wait lang kamadahin ko lang kung ano yung shortcut dito. Control Shift R. Ayun, Control Alt I. I press Control Alt I, Control Alt and I, tapos mag-insert po siya ng R code. Okay. Meron na tayong function doon kanina, balikan ko lang si R format. Meron tayong code for that one quadratic equation. Ito yung function natin. So, kakopy ko lang yan. And then, put that in my documentation. So, sa loob nito, documentation. Okay? And run. So, here is the answer of the student. And then, finally, the output na lang. So, ang output natin sa baba is Control Alt I again. Ang kailangan natin, and then let's say, then the plot is shown below. Okay. Meron na akong code. Nasa taas na yung code ko. Kukunin ko na lang kasi nagdo-document na lang ako. Which is this. Mahaba-haba ito, no? Ito na lang. Simpleng plot lang muna. Plot ko lang. Oops. Okay. So again, you need to identify that this is an R code. Okay. And then knit. Right. So you see, nakikita ko rin yung result niya dito. So pag mag-submit si student ng kanyang output, documented siya. Do not use Microsoft Word because it will be difficult to cut and paste these elements. No? The good thing about this is kung marunong ka ng HTML, pwede nating dagdagan yan ng HTML code. Okay? Let's say this line, lagyan natin ng element dito sa taas. O kaya dito lang sa baba. Assignment in. So I could say H1, H2 / H2 assignment in Math 101. Okay? So accepted po yung coding na yan. All right, so time check, it's 11:51 and that's it for our STEM seminar. And I hope this finds interest in all of you and engaging our students in a more, mas high-tech ng konti at mas, I believe, productive way of teaching our STEM classes. At marami pa pong susunod dyan. Okay. Thank you. Jing, questions?
Alright, so to those who have any questions pa po na gusto niyo pong ihabol kay Sir Alan, feel free to unmute or type in po dito sa ating meeting chat. Last call po for questions. Okay. Okay, mukhang wala na po, no? So, all right. So to wrap up this online training on R for STEM teachers, we thank you po, Sir Alan, for his high enthusiasm po in introducing this very relevant and innovative way po of teaching STEM lessons to your students. So I know everyone po will agree na very helpful po itong na share po ni Sir Alan. So let us show Sir Alan some appreciation po siguro through a heart react naman. Ayan, nandyan pa po ba kayo? Alright. Okay. Alright, okay. So for the final reminder, ipe-present ko lang po yung ating attendance and evaluation link. So kindly accomplish this po. So ito po yung basis po namin ng pag-prepare ng ating certificate. Ayan. So I will be sending this din po dito sa ating meeting chat. So you can easily click and visit. Ayan, nandito po sa meeting chat yung attendance and evaluation. So kindly accomplish po within this day. So siguro po later this day ka-close po natin yung ito pong form. Alright, so
Yeah, I sent some documents yung activity natin kanina. I sent it sa chat. You can download that. A short reference.
okay. Alright. So kung meron pa po kayong question, ayan. Mukhang, ayan, sige. Yes po.
No,
Okay.
sige. I think that's it. I hope, as we have mentioned, this is part of the National ICT Month, and we are actually creating a module specifically for this data analytics thing using R. And hopefully you will be one of our partners eventually, with your students as our teachers and students as our participants in this coming months. So we'll be rolling out this. Mag-invite po kami ng schools. Maybe we'll be coming here, or we could actually join you in your respective schools. Depende po kung anong favorable. So with that, I thank everyone for joining, and I hope it finds interest in all of you. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat.
Okay.
Jing.
Thank you, Sir Alan. Alright, so pa-attendance lang po kami, and then if ever you're interested din po in joining po other activities and other training offerings po ng DICT Core, follow nyo lang po ang aming Facebook page at facebook.com/dict.car. So ang name po niya is Department of Information and Communications Technology, Cordillera Administrative Region. So we regularly post po yung aming training initiatives po with a registration link. So yan, so stay tuned lang po sa aming mga future training offerings. So again, thank you all so much for joining us here on this webinar, and have a nice day. Thank you po.